Yeah, I seem to be having a problem with Edge.
Oh, I think Cast just does not update their system. They don't spend any money to keep updated.
Well, actually, I had a problem with the Google Meet as well. I couldn't get camera. Sam was there. But the trouble with Cast, of course, like I could go over to Opera, which I also use, but Cast doesn't operate on Opera,
Yeah.
so it's rather limited. I see it works as a stage play. I think the transition to films, it's okay. It's good in places, but it's not quite a movie, really. Liza Minnelli, Liza Minnelli is yeah, a bit of an overactor, which works on the stage. Uh, yeah, I wonder what sort of life she led, because her mother was a bit crazy, so I don't know if she inherited that.
Well, I think you'll get a lot varying opinions about that.
I thought the film was pretty entertaining myself. I mean, Judy Garland was a very talented actor and singer. If you've ever seen The Wizard of Oz or Easter Parade or Meet Me in St. Louis.
I can't recall Meet Me in St. Louis. Probably it might have been something my parents watched on TV when I was a kid. I certainly remember, let's see, The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I've seen that a few times. Uh, but Meet Me in St. Louis, I'll have to look that up sometime. So you're quite impressed by the Liza Minnelli then.
Yes, she really does take after her late mother. Her mother would have been so proud of her. Such a shame Judy passed away in 1969.
Oh, it was 1969. All
Yes,
right, yeah.
Judy Garland passed away in 1969.
I thought it was the early 70s. I didn't realize it was 69.
Judy Garland passed away in 69. It could have been from drugs.
Well, I think she had a big alcohol problem as well. Probably didn't help things.
Well, Liza's still alive. She's 80 years old.
Yeah. I looked her up. Yeah. Very, yeah, sort of rather attractive sort of woman. Uh, so yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it started as a stage play in 1950.
And it was a book as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because I was looking up. So the author of the book is based on uh, Michael York's character. So the sort of it's loosely based on his experiences, and there was an actual cabaret personality, but she was a raving communist, according to what I read, which wouldn't have been too healthy at the time.
No, it wouldn't.
I suppose it's interesting because most people view sort of the fascists from the viewpoint of 1945. But there's very little understanding of what was going on in between the wars. And yeah, it's a piece of history which isn't, people sort of think the world started in 1945. They don't sort of recognise the events in between the wars very well. Yeah, well, it was a good film.
It
Uh,
was. Makes
it's
one or other films Liza Minnelli starred in. If they've all seen our mother's films, and why not watch some of Liza's films?
Oh, yeah. I don't tend to keep up with movies that much. It's funny because I collect a lot of DVDs from charity stores, but hardly ever watch them. Well, it was a big winner at the time. I think it got a lot of nominations. I won a few Academy Awards or something like that back in '72 or whatever it was.
It was released in 1972.
Yeah, I did well at the awards. So yeah, I remember, even though I've never watched it, I remember, it was in the media quite a lot in the early '70s. I thought the Master of Ceremonies is something, he's playing a part. I thought he was playing the part of Mephisto. They go away from the characters singing the Nazi songs, and his little faces out there shining with glee. He's moving the world the way he likes.
Yes.
And of course, in the Cabaret, he was basically a pimp. And so the film's implying that the people that move certain types of politics are also pimps.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the romance part in it.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, that was something that would probably need, perhaps a bit something that's more film rather than just being a stage play to bring it out more, I thought.
Because if they put it on stage, then it'd be too much for the audience.
Well, basically, it's just a film of what was a successful stage play for a long time.
Yes.
So it's following the stage play. I assume Liza Minnelli probably acted in the stage play, so that's probably part of the reason they chose her.
Okay.
It's the character of MC. He was the master of ceremonies. Yeah, or rather, Marissa Berenson. She was a famous model. She played the Jewess. She was, very tall, slim sort of build, typical of models. Yeah, well, the story of the Wizard of Oz is quite an interesting one. I felt. I find it, really one of the stories you look into and you quote the elements in it. It was also political in a sense, because Dorothy makes the same mistake that many people do. She thinks that it's going to take some big, important technician or somebody very important to solve her problems. And then she finds out the very important person is a fraud. She comes back and the good witch says, well, you always could have gotten home. You just had to click your heels. She goes, why didn't you tell me? You never would have believed me that the power was in you. And this is the world, really. The modern world is full of people who think that these big people are, real, like the Wizard of Oz. They think these big people are the real deal, but they don't realise there's an element of fraud, and they underrate their own ability to deal with their lives. That's the story of the Wizard of Oz. It's a type of vanity that and it's a devotion to the externals that they'll look at the big people on the big stage and think that's it. And they will ignore their internal self as having answers. Okay, just trying to think. So what else were Liza Minnelli? Judy Garland, yeah, she. I remember her being in a pirate film that was a musical that was made after the war, and she looked terribly thin. I remember in that. Judy Garland movies. What else was she in? All right, Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944. The Easter Parade, 1940.
1948 with Fred Astaire.
Yeah, it's the sort of stuff my mum would watch. She liked musicals. Uh, A Star is Born, 1954, and Judgment at Nuremberg, 1961. And of course, there would have been other movies as well. Okay, Gemini, 10th of June, 1922. All right. Died the 22nd of June, 1969. Okay. They found Judy dead in the bathroom of a rented house in London, 47 years old. Right, an incautious overdosage of barbiturates. They view a death as accidental. Right, an autopsy said she had been living on borrowed time due to cirrhosis. Second autopsy reported no evidence of alcoholism cirrhosis, so that's great. She was just plain worn out.
Dick Van Dyke is 100 years old
All right, yeah, he's still going, isn't he?
and still performs. He's
Still performs.
performing at 100 years old.
That book you posted, I can't, it's not at my local public library.
If you'd like, I'll give you an EPUB or Mobi of it if you're interested. David Thompson is a very good film critic. I recommend David Thompson's film criticism.
Okay, right. So she was performing fairly heavily on the stage for years. Okay. There, Liza Minnelli's been doing. Minnelli. Born 12th of March.
Even better.
Peter Allen. All right. She was married to Peter Allen. How weird. I don't think
PDF.
Peter Allen was quite straight either. He was Australian performer.
Sure.
They did a stage play of him called The Boy from Oz some years ago.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, right. He played the part.
Okay, there you go. PDF. Even better.
Oh, this is the book of movies you're talking about. This is the guy that has a poor opinion of Kubrick.
I always say I take requests. If anybody wants to watch something.
Oh, I'll copy the Gone the movies while it's here.
Actually, this was because you wanted to watch this, Stephen. That's why we watched this one.
Yeah. Well, it was worth seeing. It was certainly an interesting experience. It's a good film. I think it'd be a very curious stage play to see.
I thought it was a
But,
great film for anyone who's seen Judy Garland movies, as Liza is Judy's daughter.
yeah. Well, my mother was very fond of Liza Minnelli, back 50 years ago. It was all in the media and that. Oh well, that set aside my curiosity. I might try and see if there was a remake in around about 2000. I'll have to check that out. What was that? Uh,
Um, no.
Cabaret remake. Oh, okay. It first appeared on Broadway, the 1966. Movie.
Well, it says, well, there's no official. Well, rumor had they were going to remake it in 2022.
Right, yeah, oh, okay. There hasn't been a remake done yet. So there's been some sort of plan in recent times to do a remake. Bunny Girl. No, that doesn't have Liza Minnelli in it. I remember my mother taking me to see What's Up, Doc, when I was a kid. That had Barbara Streisand in it. Well, she took me to see uh, Rosemary's Baby, yeah. That was a weird experience when I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
you're 9 years old.
Well, yeah. I saw the original first Alien in theaters with Ridley Scott directed Alien.
Yeah, yeah. I
I was
remember. Yeah, yeah. I saw it probably in 1980. I didn't go straight away.
Yeah, but I was like 8. I was 8 years old when I saw it.
Oh, right, cool. That's right. Yeah.
I also saw Star Wars first played.
Well,
I was
okay. Star
about
Wars, I
6.
think, would have been at your comprehension level at 8.
I remember it, but yeah, I was like 6. I was 6 years old. But no, I remember watching it.
I'm just trying to think now of movies. I think, yeah, but when you're about 6 is when you sort of become aware of the movie screen. Prior to that, I just fell asleep when they took me to the movies.
Well, there were Disney movies. It was mostly like re-releases of the older
I
50s
know
classic Disney.
they remade Snow White and Mulan.
Yeah,
Well, Mulan, it was good sense to have a Chinese actress portray her as Mulan is Chinese.
yeah. I think we also saw Close Encounters.
Okay, when you're a kid.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one too. Yeah.
Well, this is what America, all right, the new biographical dictionary of film.
I sent that to you like a year and a half ago. But Val, if you want it, there it is for you.
Okay.
David
What?
Thompson.
Okay.
It's an EPUB.
And what? What?
The book
Okay.
in the chat.
Pardon?
The book in the chat.
Oh. Oh. I've never. It's not in my library.
Now, as I recall, 1966 was the first time I saw a movie that I stayed awake through, and that was The Vikings. I found that most curious.
Hmm.
And little while later, my mother took me to the Italian version of The Vikings,
Hmm.
which wasn't quite as good. Yeah, well, I mean, it was an Italian sort of copy of the Viking story set in Sicily. Apparently, the Vikings made it to Sicily.
Well, you didn't watch the show Vikings, right? I
Oh,
mean,
you
in
mean the TV
TV. Yeah, the TV
series?
show, The Vikings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I watched it, but I thought it was such complete junk in the end. I thought the first season was passable. But I know the history, and
Yeah.
I mean, oh God, what could you call it?
Yeah, they showed them going pretty much everywhere. At some point in the show, they went all over the dang world.
Yeah,
Well,
there is, according to legend, there was an attack on Italy. They took their ship. Supposedly,
yeah,
they attacked the Calfidate in Spain as well. Some that was beyond Ironside. Some people think it was all made up, but nobody's too sure about it. But it's supposedly a vast raid, so a large number of ships with not that many making it back. And then my mother took me to see The Great Race. And I think I fell asleep through that one a bit. And I remember them trying to get from Siberia to Alaska or something like that. Tony Curtis, my mother liked Tony Curtis a lot. I think was one of the main reasons I was seeing these films.
okay.
When I was a kid, my mom took me to see Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And I do remember sleeping through that. And also, when I was a sophomore in high school, I went to see Chronicles of Narnia Watch Dawn Treader, and I fell asleep through that as well.
Well, Harry Potter, I was pushed into seeing that with some friends. I didn't go to see any of the sequels. I might have watched a bit on the TV. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think 6 years old. I must have been about 6 years old when I could sort of start watching a movie on at the cinema, where it sort of worked for me. And I would have been watching a bit of TV. I remember watching Tarzan a bit. I rather liked Tarzan back in the mid 60s.
I, s- I saw the Disney Tarzan in the 90s.
Yeah, it's been quite a few versions. Was that the 90s one? I think I might have watched
1999 with music and songs by Phil Collins.
Hmm.
Tarzan 1999. I wonder if that was the one I watched. I don't know.
Hmm.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, when he found, Pulp Fiction, discovered Pulp Fiction. And he asked the question, can people actually make money out of this junk? I could write this stuff real easy. And so he went and did it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. There was a cartoon version of Tarzan in 1990.
1999, Disney.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I used to watch Jungle Jim as well. Had a thing about Johnny Weissmuller at the time. Well, rightio. I better zap off and find something else to do during the day while it still exists. It's getting close to 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Melbourne, Australia.
Because you live in England.
Yeah.
No, Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, Australia. I thought you lived in England.
I don't know. Do I sound English? Do
Oh,
I?
because a long time ago, Australia was a British colony.
Yeah. Wish it still was, actually. The people would be more intelligent. Although England's not doing so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Okay, see you, David, and it's
Yeah.
Venus.
Yeah, but you can call me
Val.
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 Think Batman's
Okay.
late Batman alum Val Kilmer.
Val. Okay. Nice to meet you, Val. I think we've
Nice
met
meeting
before.
you. Good day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for being here, guys.